This is the first Glorious gaming mouse I've used, and the 4K 8K pulling rate was the hook. You know, mice reviews are highly subjective, as a big part of the W or fail is based upon how the mouse fits a reviewer's hands. So take this review with that in mind. So I've been using the Glorious Model D2 Pro 4K 8K edition as my daily gaming and work mouse for the past week. And I've definitely formulated my views on this power-packed gaming mouse. Now, is it too much mouse? Hey there gamers, Minus10 here, and keep on watching to get my quick take on this latest edition from Glorious. So let's quickly go over the features. The Model D2 Pro has a stated weight of 62 grams, and in reality, its weight is 62 grams. Good job, Glorious. With so many lightweight mice on the market, this is in line with others that fall into the upper 50s to lower 60 grams. 1 or 2 grams here or there doesn't have an impact for me, but I know there are gamers out there who want the absolutely lightest gaming mouse. The D2 Pro 4K 8K, it's in the ballpark with all the other competitors. The next big thing is the 4K and 8K pulling rates, but I'll cover this in a bit. In regards to the ergonomic shape, this is highly subjective based upon each gamer's hand shape and what they are used to. After a solid week of use, I found the Glorious D2 Pro fit my hands fine, but the front of the mouse is slightly raised, where I prefer a bit more of a downward slope for my fingers. The middle part of the mouse is what I found I didn't like, as it has a pretty noticeable inward slope on the left side where the back and forward mouse buttons are located. I am more used to the flatter left that is on the Superlight 2 and prefer this feel, as my thumb just has to travel up versus out and up with the D2 Pro. Honestly, this is nitpicking for sure. Now, the minimal skates are also very smooth, and I really enjoyed the limited friction when compared to the Logitech G Pro Superlight 2's broader skates. The D2 Pro skates were so smooth, I even had to lower my gaming DPI from my usual 750 to 800 DPI all the way down to 650 DPI. These skates are made from PTFE and are like gliding across ice. As for the switch type, these are Glorious's optical 100 million click switches, and they feel nice with a pleasantly noticeable click. For the back and forward buttons, I did appreciate the larger button sizes, but there's not enough space between the two, and sometimes I'd accidentally trigger one or the other in-game. If you buy this mouse and you're not used to no gap between these buttons, you're going to have to retrain your muscle memory for sure. The center mouse button is fine and worked well, but it is a little bit wider than what I'm normally used to. No issues really with this feature. Now, the mouse sensor is a BAMF 2.0 26K sensor, but I don't know anyone who is using much above 2 or 3,000 DPI, as this would make the mouse almost unusable. What I really appreciate is the Glorious D2 Pro's DPI switcher. A big thank you to Glorious. Good job. With the race towards lighter and lighter mice, having this back on a mouse was an absolutely awesome addition. Most gamers are using the same mouse for work and gaming, and using software to change a mouse's DPI, it's just a pain. My hope is other manufacturers will revert to adding a DPI changer on their mice. What I didn't understand is why Glorious put the DPI indicator light on the bottom of the mouse. I mean, why not just put it on the top? A RGB light underneath the DPI changer button would easily tell a gamer their DPI setting and add a splash of RGB for us gamers who yearn to disco out our gaming gear. Boy, oh boy. Now, let's come to the biggest selling feature of the Glorious Model D2 Pro 4K 8K. But it's also its absolutely biggest weakness. Glorious is selling this mouse with the hook of 4K or 8K polling. But at 4K, this mouse absolutely gulps down battery life. It really goes through the battery really quick. I went from a full charge to back on the charger after about 18 hours of heavy use at 4K. Now I understand why gamers must use this mouse plugged in for 8K polling. You know, I loathe gaming with a corded mouse, so I only use the Model D2 Pro at 4K. I am no battery expert, but I do know that the more you charge a battery, the shorter the battery life. Gamers who are gaming at 4K can expect a rapid degrading of the Model D2 Pro's battery life, and you'll either have to replace the battery or buy a new unit in a shorter period. I used my Logitech G Pro Superlight 1 for years with a 1000 Hz polling rate, and that mouse would go a very long time on a single battery charge. Even the second version of the Logitech G Pro Superlight at 2K polling gets pretty solid battery life. If you plan to game at 4K, this mouse will be on the charger every other day, if not sooner. So don't forget to plug it in. As for the benefits of 4K or 8K over 1 or 2K Hertz polling, honestly, I really couldn't tell the difference. Also, at 4K, the glorious Model 2 Pro would sometimes flick in a random direction without any movement from myself. This didn't happen a lot, but enough to be really annoying in game and raise the stress levels at moments in Warzone. My hope is Glorious can fix this issue with the firmware update. Now, the Glorious Core software is relatively lightweight when compared to other manufacturers and fairly easy to use. Honestly, I don't have any gripes with the Glorious Core software, and if you stick with this mouse, you'll be happy with this app. So, to wrap this all up, at a total price of $130 US, the Glorious Model D2 Pro 4K 8K edition is an excellent deal. The mouse should be able to fit most hands well. The DPI switch and indicator light is a welcome return on a very lightweight mouse at 62 grams, and the minimalist gates were very smooth on my mouse pad. The Glorious Core software is easy to use, and it's super easy to dial in your gaming DPI using this software. For me, just to be totally honest, the deal killer is the battery life at 4K. The Model D2 Pro's limited battery life at 4K will add a lot of battery anxiety to your gaming life, and I really couldn't tell the difference between a polling rate of 4K versus 2K. For me, this is the deal killer of the glorious Model D2 Pro 4K 8K, and there's no way I would want to go into a heavy weekend gaming session with this mouse. 4K and 8K polling is just too much power for a lightweight gaming mouse. Unless you're on a limited budget, or 4K or 8K is an absolute must-have, this glorious mouse will work very well. But honestly, I would look elsewhere for a lightweight gaming mouse. The downsides of this mouse just outweigh the benefits. If you enjoyed this video, as well as my approach to reviewing gaming gear, I would really appreciate a like on the video, as well as a sub if you would like to follow me as a creator. Of course, I welcome all comments, and you can leave them down below. Thanks for watching.